Thank you very much, everyone. It's a great honor to be with the President of South Africa, President Ramaphosa, and he is a man who is certainly in some circles really respected, other circles a little bit less respected, like all of us, in all fairness, like all of us.
We all like that.
We also have a few of my friends. Ernie Els, a great golfer. He's a truly great golfer. Retief Goosen, who's an other really, we call him really a great golfer too, Ernie, right? You two guys are fantastic. And we could add Gary to the group, Gary Player. What a group of golfers South Africa's had.
Yes.
There must be something in the water, right? It's something good. These two guys are unbelievable.
It's the water set.
Yeah, Gary's Gary. And David Frost, also another one that I know is such a great one.
Indeed.
Was he as good a putter as they say, David? He's a putter. He's a putting machine, right?
Absolutely.
But he's another one. So something very good about South Africa in golf, and golf is still doing great in South Africa. And they have young players, I hear, coming up that are going to be very good. But it's an honor to have you here, and my friend, it's an honor to have you, one of the greatest businessmen in South Africa and long beyond. Thank you for being here. It's a very, very great honor. Appreciate it. So we're going to be discussing certain things. As you know, we have the G20 is going to South Africa. When is that going to be?
In November.
In November.
And thereafter, I hand over to you. And
yes, we have it next.
You originated the G20, so I'll hand over the baton to you, and then you lead the G20
We're
in the world.
We're going to have it the following year.
Yeah.
So we'll be discussing many things, and some of the things you've been reading about in the papers and the media. And I would say that, look, the president is a truly respected man in many, many circles, and in some circles he's considered a little controversial. But we're going to be discussing some of the things that are taking place in South Africa and see if we can help. And we want to help. And we've had a long relationship with South Africa. I have, because indirectly I have so many friends that live there. I have a lot of friends. I mean, these are famous guys, but I have a lot of friends that live there that are tremendous people. And we'll be discussing that. We'll have a nice conversation. And I really appreciate that you guys came along. It really helps us in our thought process. But it is a great honor to have you, and I appreciate you called. He called. I don't know where he got my number, but I picked up. He said, I want to come over and see you. And that was my honor, and thank you very much for being here.
Wow, what's up, guys? Welcome back. This is going to be an amazing video, guys. You ain't going to want to miss a second of this. This is where Donald Trump just lays right into him about human rights abuses, the people of the government of his country, of South Africa, attacking white farmers and just being all out racist. And he plays a video on live TV and dims the lights for the first time ever in, I believe, ever in that freaking Oval Office. I didn't even know they could do dim the lights. So watch this explosive exchange. It does happen, and it is crazy, guys. Donald Trump has big balls. Big balls.
Most welcome.
Use my language.
Well, thank you very much for welcoming us to this reformed White House. I've been here before, and it looks really fantastic. I must congratulate you.
Thank you.
But I also thank you for allowing our delegation. This is a very mixed delegation that you've got. We've got people from government, my ministers. I've got someone from the trade union movement who we really collaborate with, and from business as well, and our sporting legends. When I spoke to you, you said, yes, come along and bring Gary Player, bring Ernie Els and Retief Goosen. I brought the two of them. Gary Player, I spoke to him, and he said, look, I'm getting rather on in my years, but wishes us luck in this discussion with you. So it's a real joy, and I'd also like to thank you for allowing your people to start discussions with us at the trade level I mean, we are essentially here to reset the relationship between the United States and South Africa. We are long-standing partners in many ways. We've collaborated in many fields, in space issues, in energy, and in trade, and we therefore need to reset that, particularly in the light of some of the announcements that you made on trade and investment. So we want to advance more trade between the two of us, our two countries, and our people now have been empowered by yourself and by myself to start engaging, and we hope that we will be able to fuel that engagement during our talks. And we also want to discuss issues that have to do with how we promote further investments in both countries. We've got about 22 companies from South Africa that have invested in the US, thus creating a number of jobs. And similarly, you've got almost 600 companies that have invested in South Africa, and some of them have been in South Africa for more than 100 years.
That's true.
So our links are really long-lasting, and we would like to recalibrate those relations between our two countries and discuss a whole range of issues, geopolitical, the work that you're doing to bring peace around the world, in Ukraine and in the Middle East. So we value that, and we are also a great contributor to peace processes that are going on around the world. And of course, we want to discuss how we can support each other. You are a much bigger economy than we are. We're just a tiny economy, but we rely on each other on a number of issues. We've got critical minerals that you want to fuel the growth of your own economy and reindustrialize. So we have that on offer, including rare earth minerals. So all that combination of opportunity and the products that we buy from you, as well as what we sell to you, I believe makes up a really good and powerful relationship, which we need to strengthen, which we need to engender. And that is really what has brought us here. And we are really privileged to have great South Africans in the mix. As you said, you'd like to see them as well. And I brought you a really fantastic golf book. Weighs 14 kilograms.
Oh, that sounds good.
And it showcases the golf courses in our country. Johan Rupert wrote preface, so did Annie Els. And I want to showcase our golf courses. You might remember when I spoke to you and we spoke about golf, you said I should start practicing. And I've started practicing, President, so I'm ready. But let me end just the introductory remarks by thanking you. You may not recall that 5 years ago I spoke to you. During the COVID period.
Right.
And it was at a time when the whole world was going through a really cathartic moment.
Right.
And we asked for assistance, and you were able to assist us with respirators, and you kept to your word, and you delivered respirators to us. We didn't have as many in our country, and it really helped to help us deal with COVID. So I'm here also to say thank you and to thank the people of America for having helped us during a really difficult time. Being the small economy that we are, we needed help from around the world. And you were there to provide that. So thank you very much.
I remember the call.
Yeah.
We sent 150 respirators. We became the respirator king. We started making them. Nobody had them. We had very few of them.
That's right.
But they were very helpful. But we sent 150, and I
Just
appreciated
building
the
up.
letter you wrote me a letter.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that. It really touched my heart.
Cheers, people.
After I spoke to
Thanks
you
for coming
and
back.
you delivered. So,
Great honor.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Any questions, please?
Mr. President, we welcome white Afrikaner refugees here. Can you explain to Americans why it's appropriate to welcome white Afrikaners here when other refugees like Afghans, Venezuelans, Haitians have all had their protected status revoked?
Well, this is a group, NBC, that is truly fake news. They ask a lot of questions in a very pointed way. They're not questions, they're statements. We've had tremendous complaints about Africa, about other countries too, from people. They say there's a lot of bad things going on in Africa, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. When you say we don't take others, all you have to do is take a look at the southern border. We let 21 million people come through our border, totally unchecked,
NBC
totally unvetted.
fake
They came from all
news.
over the world.
Does anybody ever watch NBC News anymore? ABC News, CNN, MSNBC. Does anybody ever watch them? Let me know.
In many cases, they're criminals. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions. They come from street gangs. They're drug dealers. So don't say that we didn't take them. We take them. We're trying to get them out as fast as we can. And we're doing record business on that. And we just won a big case where we're allowed to send back hundreds of criminals to Venezuela. Just won that today in the Supreme Court. I'm happy to hear. But we do have a lot of people are very concerned with regard to South Africa, and that's really the purpose of the meeting, and we'll see how that turns out. But we have many people that feel they're being persecuted, and they're coming to the United States. So we take from many locations if we feel there's persecution or genocide going on. And we had a lot of people. I must tell you, Mr. President, we have had a tremendous number of people, especially since they've seen this. Generally, they're white farmers.
He's building up for
And
it.
they're fleeing South Africa, and it's a very sad thing to see. But I hope we can have an explanation of that, because I know you don't want that. It's a kind of a different meeting. Normally we have meetings, we talk about trade, and we'll be talking about trade and other things. But that certainly will be a subject that comes up. Yeah. Yes, please. Brian?
Thank you very much. I'd like to get your thoughts on Letitia James. Director Polte, according to him, Letitia James says that the alleged mortgage fraud was simply a mistake. I want to get your thoughts on that. She put down that her father was her husband in order, and this is very similar to, I guess, the false attacks they had on here.
Well, I don't know what it is currently, but Letitia James, who's the Attorney General of New York State, it seemed, I'm not involved in that at all. I know that it's being handled by various groups, I guess, but it's major fraud.
Day 1, month 3,
Major fraud.
month 6,
And she is going to go down
These
just like a
4
lot of
milestones
other
represent my-
people.
Mortgage documents and fraudulent everything. I think she said the father was her husband, which she had to have a husband, so she chose her father, and she put it down. And she had didn't she sign in Virginia? Yet she said she lived in Virginia. Yet she's the New York State Attorney General. She did that for tax reasons, so she could take advantage of taxes. And she had the wrong number of units. She had a much different number, which wouldn't have allowed her to qualify and scam the government. So I don't know. I think she's very bad for New York, but I really don't know too much about it. But I appreciate the question. Thank you very much. Yes.
He knows. I mean, you guys really think that he doesn't know? I mean, the guy knows just about everything. Who's with me on that? Because he says he doesn't know, but man, I have a hard time believing that one. Yeah, the guy's brilliant, and the guy out of nowhere asked that question. Letitia James should be in prison.
Go ahead.
Convinced that there's no genocide.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. So May 25th will be the celebration of Africa Day, which pretty much a lot of celebration will be taking place around the world, including here in the United States. What is your message to the entire African continent, African people in this important occasion?
Well, I want to see peace, and I want to see happiness. I want to see health, and you have incredible land. There's tremendous value. A lot of countries don't have that value in the land. The value you have. We have a situation. I think you probably heard about it. We've done through some very talented people helped settle a war that's been raging for years. Rwanda and the Congo, and I think we've done it. Believe it or not, I think we've done it. And could you just say a few words about that, my friend?
Yes, a couple of weeks ago we signed, they signed, the two parties signed a declaration of principles in which they agreed on the way forward, and they have both submitted draft peace agreements, and we have put together one that incorporates both of their suggestions, and we've given it to them. So we're in the process of finalizing
Looking
this.
good, right?
Looking very good.
No, we have to thank you for even those efforts, because the African continent, particularly SADC, our Southern African Development Community, has for years been seeking to foster peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So all efforts, including those from outside the continent and inside the continent, are really worthwhile. We are removing our troops from there so that peace can then prevail in that whole area. And we hope that with the support of the international community, we will really have peace in that area. It's so vital, it's so important for the whole region.
Well, we sent our people there, and I think we did a very good job, as headed by my friend, and that was great. That was great. I mean, I'm just hearing phenomenal reports, because all I'm hearing is death, and they're chopping heads off, and it's horrible over there. And it was really brave of you to go there, and I really appreciate it. And it looks like we have something very, very substantial. We also talked about trade with them in terms of rare earth and all, but really more for the. It's like if you take a look at what we just did with Pakistan and India, we settled that whole thing, and I think I settled it through trade. We're doing a big deal with India. We're doing a big deal with Pakistan, and I said, "What are you guys doing?" You know, somebody had to be the last one to shoot. But the shooting was getting worse and worse, bigger and bigger, deeper and deeper into the countries. And we spoke to them, and I think I hate to say we got it settled, and then 2 days later, something happens, and they say it's Trump's fault. But Pakistan has got some excellent people and some really good, a great leader. And India is my friend, Modi. And he's a
mutual friend.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And I called them both, and we just did something good. We're trying to settle Russia, Ukraine. We spoke with President Putin for 2.5 hours the day before yesterday. I think we made a lot of progress, but that's a bloodbath. 5,000 people are being killed a week, 5,000 soldiers a week, not including people in cities and towns that are also being killed. So we're trying to help. And it doesn't affect.
What do you guys think? You think he's going to help stop that bloodbath, he calls it? Who knows? I hope so. I think he's going to be known as like the peacemaker / I mean, it seems like he's trying to stop everything around the world, which is great. I think Trump is doing a damn good job.
Us, it's not our people, it's not our soldiers, it's Ukraine and it's Russia. But if we can save 5,000 souls, we'll do it. We're pretty good at it. But that's a bad situation. That is a really bad situation.
Well, you'll recall when President Zelensky was coming to South Africa, that's when I spoke to you.
That's right.
We both agreed that we need to push the peace message so that there can really be peace. And we've been involved in the Ukraine-Russia conflict for quite a while through my Minister of State Security here. We've been dealing with them, the exchange of children who were taken away, going through names and addresses and all that. So we've been invested in that whole process as well. And the moves that you're making are fully supported by us, because we would like to see the end of that war.
That's true. I called Zelensky, and they said, he's in South Africa. I said, what the hell is he doing in South Africa?
He was talking to us.
We got this thing. That's a strange one. I said, what are you doing in South Africa?
Yes.
That's a strange one.
He's trying to make peace. we taking him. We were lucky because we had the great Nelson Mandela, who taught us how to create peace, to make peace. So we were imparting some of those lessons to him, some of those learnings, and I specifically mentioned to him that this is how Nelson Mandela taught us that when you want to have a peace in a country, do it on an unconditional basis and sit down and talk. And that's precisely what I'm sure he's going to heed.
Well, let me see what happens.
Oh man, leaders like this guy is boring. But man, I'm telling you, it heats up. Trump, I don't know what question it is, what time frame, but he lowers the lights, and man, I feel so bad for these guys at the time. But here we go, going back into it. Sorry, I'm just a little bit bored on this subject here.
With that one, it's there's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of death. It's a bloodbath.
It is. Unfortunately.
I get the satellite pictures of that.
I mean, I get the term bloodbath, but he uses it a lot. What does that mean? Can you guys, somebody let me know exactly? Besides, is it just many people dead or unalive? I should say. I don't know.
That field of that killing field, you never saw anything like it in your life. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing that goes on, but I think we've made.
Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair?
Man,
with Choose by Hims, you can regain your hair and your
big progress. Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President.
No, not you. Right here. He's from South Africa. Go ahead, please.
What are you expecting on the ICJ case? Are you expecting South Africa to drop that? Is that what you're trying to do?
On which case?
The ICJ
the International Criminal Justice.
I don't expect anything, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know. It's they've got a case. There's a lot of anger there, tremendous anger. I don't expect anything. We'll see what happens. We'll have a ruling, and who knows what the ruling is going to mean. Yeah.
On that subject of Gaza, Mr. President, are you going to be speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu about Israel's renewed offensive there? There's been a lot of concern from European countries. The Pope has expressed concern. Are you going to be asking Prime Minister Netanyahu to tone down the offensive in Gaza to let more aid in?
Was that a question or a statement?
It's a question.
This guy's, you never change.
Mr. President, what will it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our President will respond to you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. President.
He's going to get him
President
good.
Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on the around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So
he's got video.
President Trump listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories. And is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things. And I have to, it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the article.
You guys got to watch this, dude. This is so funny. This is so funny. If you don't think Donald Trump has balls this freaking big, you guys, this guy is fighting so hard for our country. You guys don't even understand. Some of you guys don't even understand. Man, this guy is... I love this guy. That's why I love this guy, because he don't give a shit about nothing.
Please, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you.
Sit back. You got any freaking popcorn?
Nothing this government can do, with or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Honorable member, how can we withdraw my membership from this useless parliament? Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Choose to kill Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer.
He's making them sit there and watch.
The poor, the farmer.
Hey, this is part of the freaking movies that, man, I just can't. I'm sorry, man. I love this stuff, man. Because hey, the show keeps getting better and better because Trump is just throwing it out at the deep state. This corrupt piece of shit is just, excuse my language. This corrupt piece of crap is just got to sit there and then just enjoy the movie, and that's what we're gonna do. Thank you guys so much for staying with me. Give me a like and subscribe, man.
Meet the all-new Boat High Water Belt Pack.
He
a
is
waterproof,
throwing it out
fully
there.
submersible bag.
Crazy.
The man of D-Day in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashama and Suri will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Look at that guy. He's like, oh shit, what did I get myself into?
Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
Gosh.
Shoot to kill. Come on, sir. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
Who are these guys? I wonder who these guys are. He is sweating bullets, boys.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't ever see the future.
I'm bad for that guy. I'm bad for him.
Especially as it gets shared on Twitter. They freak out.
I'm surprised he didn't walk out. You know what I mean? What a trooper. What a trooper. You know, this movie can get better and better, guys. Damn, how long is this movie? This is military troops right there.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers, and those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed, and it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it.
That is a shit ton, man.
Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
Let's see what he's got to say about this.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. But I feel bad.
I mean, it's in South Africa. That's
He just says in South Africa, that's where. boy, man, you guys, he is like literally putting it right in their face, guys. I feel bad for the, and rest in peace for all the white farmers in South Africa.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced it would be accepted.
But man, I tell you what, he's putting it out there. You know what? He's standing up for those families that no other leader in this world will ever stand up for. Our president, Donald Trump, man, he's standing up for you, me, and every other person in this country, and other countries for that matter. He's fighting for everybody. Man, you guys, I hope people can see it, man. Because one day it's going to be great. Let's just all come together worldwide. That'd be awesome. That would be amazing. Just to come together as one.
Accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which was a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much. President Trump, Anna Disaster from EMCA in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all. I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently. And,
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is indeed?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know?
Oh, man. I don't know what to say, man. I'm a loss of words. What are you guys thinking?
You are so bad. You're such a bad reporter. This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a report from President Ramaphosa?
Give us your reaction to those videos.
Plastic cans crack, leak fumes, and fail you. Viva's Steel. Jerry cans solve that. Super tough.
That's
easy
just
to carry
crazy
with
to me
rugged handle.
that you can hear in the background, like a lady saying, "Can you get the response from this man's response?" Like she's in there just for him, but let's see what happens.
Well, I think the videos are so. No. When you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now we're going to talk about it, but this is a tremendous. Look, this is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed.
Trump is just like,
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are, and you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw,
Look at him. He
those
wants
are
to talk.
officials. Those are people
He
that
wants
were
to talk so
in
bad.
office. They had one march,
Come on,
they had
Trump,
a
let off.
dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature.
Well,
and
let
it
me
was
clarify
terrible.
that.
Yeah,
Let me
please.
clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
and then
take
when
land.
they take the land, they kill
Are
the
you gonna
white
tell
farmer.
Trump?
And
Trump
when they kill the
knows.
white
You
farmer,
can't tell Trump
nothing
what he
happens
does.
to them.
I already know.
There is quite
Nothing happens to
There
them.
is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now
The
been
farmers are
utilized.
black. The farmers are not black.
We
I don't
now-
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people.
Did I tell you it was not going to get spicy? Or that it was going to get spicy or whatever? Oh my gosh. This guy.
People that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off. They died violently. And, you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake like NBC, which is fake news totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay? The United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
He went to
I'm
idiot.
sorry, I don't have a plane.
Wow. He ain't holding back at all, guys and gals. He ain't holding back. Donald Trump is not holding back ever. I knew this was going to come to this. I mean, the shitstorm is here, and it's only going to get crazier from here, guys. Just pay attention and get some more popcorn. That's all I can say.
To give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about them.
Well, there are
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States,
those are all recent. Those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, I mean, one should say you are a partner of South Africa, and you are.
Again, I'm not laughing because people died. I'm laughing for the fact that Trump threw it right in their face. And here, these are all deaths. These are all recent deaths. And this guy is trying to talk over it. You know what I mean? That's where I'm just like, holy cow. Trump ain't holding back anymore. He is balls to the wall, and he's putting the whole world on notice. And now you starting to see who the little rats, they're crawling everywhere. And this guy is a rat.
Raising concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about.
Better.
Let me just add quickly, the criminality that we are experiencing in our country needs quite a lot of technological capability. And in one of our areas in South Africa, we're using US technology, which is able to, in many ways, identify where shootings are happening and all that. And I'd like to talk about that because there is support that we can get from you and the United States to help us deal with all these acts of criminality. And that is what I believe partnership is all about. And we are here as a partner so that we can help each other whenever there are challenges. So I'd like us to discuss it, and of course outside of the media, so that we sit down and have a really good discussion that will lead to good outcomes.
Can you guys just let me know what do you think that facial expression on Donald Trump means to you? I'm curious. I know what it means to me, but tell me down in the comments. What do you think? What do you think that look meant to you? And what do you think he's going through his mind? It's crazy.
Further punitive measures that could be in place should you not be satisfied that South Africa.
Hey everyone, if you're a member of the military, a veteran, or a military family member, I'm sure you know that a lot of companies give military.
Is fixing some of the very bad things in the comments that you tweeted are happening.
Well, there are a lot of bad things happening in many countries, but this in particular has been very, very bad, very bad. And because of we're going to have the whole world watching in another short period of time because you have the G20, and that's a big deal. And it seems like, I want you to look good. I don't want you to look bad.
Very good.
But we have hundreds of people, thousands of people trying to come into our country because they feel they're going to be killed and their land is going to be confiscated. And you do have laws that were passed that gives you the right to confiscate land for no payment. You can take away land for no payment.
I want to clarify that because we have a constitution. Our constitution guarantees and protects the sanctity of tenure of land ownership. And that constitution protects all South Africans.
Do you think Donald Trump's just going to make that stuff up? Freaking crazy, man. That guy already knows. He knows your constitution more than you know it. I guarantee
it. With regards to land ownership.
Guarantee it.
However, we do say, because we've got to deal with the past, the government, and as your government also has the right to expropriate land for public use.
And you're doing that.
And we've never really gotten underway with that. And we are going to be doing so.
You're taking people's land away
we have not.
From them. And those people in many cases are being executed. Yeah. They're being executed. And they happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers. Mm-hmm. And that's a tough situation. I don't know how you explain that. How do you explain that? They're taking people's land away. And in many cases, those people are being executed. And in many cases, it's not the government that's doing it. It's people that kill them and then take their land, and nothing happens to them. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country. They're also going to Australia in a smaller number. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country, and they're white farmers, and they feel that they're going to die in South Africa. And it's a bad thing. Yeah,
what can South Africa do? What concessions would you like to see them make to improve relations with the United States? Then I have one more for President Ramaphosa afterwards.
Well, we just spoke about it. I got them a very, very complex machine, 150 of them. I was asked by the president if it could help, and I did that. And, I have great feeling for all countries. I deal with all countries. But I have a great feeling for South Africa because I have friends. I have a couple of friends, a few friends here today. I have many friends from South Africa, but many of those friends are not, they can't go back. I have Elon is from South Africa. I don't want to get Elon involved. That's all I have to do, get him into another thing. But Elon happens to be from South Africa. This is what Elon wanted.
And you know what's crazy? Elon's from South Africa, and South Africa won't even let him do business in South Africa because he's white. Oh, watch the stare down. Watch the stare down. Here to here. Here's Elon. Here's that. Watch the stare down. It is crazy.
He actually came here on a different subject, sending rockets to Mars, okay? Yes. He likes that better. He likes that subject better. That's right. But Elon is from South Africa, and I don't want to talk to him about that. I don't think it's fair to him.
That's right.
But I will say that people are fleeing South Africa for their own safety. Their land is being confiscated.
Yeah, let
and
Elon
in many
talk.
cases they're being killed. And that scene of, you see how many crosses they have. Those crosses, that's a dead person in every one of them. And those trucks or cars are paying their respects to all of those dead people on a Sunday morning.
You don't know what to say.
That's a rough thing to explain away. And the problem we have, and the way, you know, a correct and a fair media.
I feel bad for the guy. I
exposes
really
things.
do.
But we have a
nothing
very
he can do.
corrupt
That's
media.
That's his
They won't even report this. If this were the other way around, it would be the biggest story. Now, I will say apartheid, terrible. That was...
Hey, if you guys are still with me, thank you very much. You guys are being my loyal supporters, man. I want to make better content for you guys. I know some of this stuff is boring as heck. Give me some... give me something. If you guys, anything you want me to do, take a look at something, just drop it in the comments down below. But I'm trying to make content that's actually a little bit more, I don't know, better. But I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are still here, man. This goes on for another 15, 20 minutes. Let's see if it gets any better.
That was reported all the time. This is sort of the opposite of apartheid. What's
Thank you
happening
guys
now
so
is
much.
never reported. Nobody knows about it. All we know is we're being inundated with people, with white farmers from South Africa, and it's a big problem. Marco Rubio was telling me he's never seen anything like it. The numbers of people that want to leave South Africa because they feel they're going to be dead very soon. Yes, please.
I was going to say,
Brian, go.
If I could just ask you a question. 72% of farmers in your country are white. If they flee, do you feel that maybe the economy could collapse? You may not have a gap to fill in those people that need to replace those farmers.
You know, I'd like my Minister of Agriculture, who is white, who comes from an opposition party to mine, who's joined my government at my invitation to address this very issue, including the question that you've just raised. John?
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yeah.
And Mr. President, thank you for welcoming us to the White House. I would say we have a rural safety problem.
Have you ever seen the magic glasses that can see clearly without glasses? This glasses cannot.
I don't think anyone wants to candy coat that. And it requires a lot of effort to get on top of it. It's going to require more policing resources. It's going to require a different strategy to be able to deal with it. But certainly the majority of South Africa's commercial and smallholder farmers really do want to stay in South Africa and make it work. And I've just come from the largest agricultural show in the Southern Hemisphere with organized agriculture and farmers, and the majority of them want to stay. But they too there have a memorial to those who've died as a result of farm attacks. And as the Minister of Agriculture, it is something that I'm particularly exercised with my colleagues at police and my colleagues in the justice cluster to start making farm attacks and stock theft a priority crime. And it affects all farmers in South Africa, particularly stock theft. It has a disproportionate effect on smallholder black farmers. I also want to just say this, that the two individuals that are in that video that you've seen are both leaders of opposition minority parties in South Africa. Umkhonto we Sizwe under Mr. Zuma and the economic freedom fighters under Mr. Malema. Now, the reason that my party, the Democratic Alliance, which has been an opposition party for over 30 years, chose to join hands with Mr. Ramaphosa's party was precisely to keep those people out of power.
Do you think Donald Trump is going to play those videos if that's not happening under this gentleman here? He knows that Donald Trump knows. And this guy can explain all he wants because he's in front of the cameras. But this guy knows. This guy knows. This woman knows. This guy knows. I don't care what they say in front of the camera. Just like the NBC reporter, they're fake news.
We cannot have those people sitting in the union buildings making decisions. And that is why after 30 years of us exchanging barbs across the floor in Parliament and trying to get one over on each other, we've decided to join hands precisely to keep that lot out of government. Because the day they get in to the doors of the union buildings in South Africa or control of our Parliament, that's what you're going to see. And that is why this government...
If Trump... It would be funny to me if Trump pulled a video of this gentleman, that gentleman, and then the other gentleman, the president there, showed him video of them saying some crazy stuff. Then shit would hit the fan.
Working together needs the support of our allies around the world so that we can strengthen our hand, grow our economy, and shut the door forever on that rabble getting through the doors of the union bodies, because then South Africa's future would be...
So you denounced that type of language in the video that you saw?
Oh yes, we've always done so. As government, as my own party, we are completely opposed to that. We, in 1955, adopted a document which said South Africa belongs to all who live in it.
But why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation. And those crosses, we have dead white people, dead white farmers, mostly. And you take a look at Australia, they're being inundated, and we're being inundated with people that want to get out. And their farm is valueless. It's valueless. And they just want to get out with their life. And this is a very serious situation. And if we had a real news or real press or media, we don't have that because they won't talk about this because they're all guys like that idiot. But if we had a real press, it would be exposed. And you know, the beauty of exposing it is it's like a cleansing action. Yep. When it gets exposed, it'll get fixed. That's when it'll get fixed. But people don't talk about it. And I'll tell you who's talking about the thousands of people that are fleeing South Africa right now.
All right, guys, we're going on an hour. And there's a lot more to it. If you guys want to go see that, go to RSBN. That's a great alternative news site, guys. They put out some good content. They really do. I don't see anything fake yet on their sites. A lot of regular news sites, like Trump says, they're fake news. CNN, all those guys. And I believe it. That's my opinion. So do what you guys got to do. If you guys want to go watch those things, that's up to you. In fact, I turn to CNN, MSNBC every once in a while just to get a good laugh. See how crazy and chaotic those guys are. But if you guys are still here, I want you guys to just, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it 100%. Me talking to a camera. I didn't think so. I think how far I'd take this. Here it has been about 12 weeks, 1,600 subscribers, and man, I couldn't thank you guys enough, man. Being part of the family, I want to just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for doing what you guys are doing. Just sitting here listening to me. I bring crazy content to you over and over again until the last subscriber says I'm done. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and have a great night, and we will see you on the next episode. Peace out, and I love you.